This is the most terrifying prophecy of Padre Pio that is about to be fulfilled and is causing astonishment around the world. The signs that the prophecy will be fulfilled within a few days can already be seen in various parts of the world. Padre Pio, during his life, made many prophecies, some of which were recorded in scriptures, while others were transmitted only orally. However, one of the most frightening prophecies he made was that of the 3 days of darkness that is close to becoming reality, and the signs are already everywhere. He tells us about what we should do when these days arrive. Today you will discover what this prophecy means, because the prophecy of the 3 days of darkness is considered such a terrifying revelation. Let's explore this disturbing prophecy made by Padre Pio that has surprised the world in recent days. If you like videos like this and are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you do not miss any new videos that we are preparing for you. Comment below if you have heard of the famous Padre Pio. Padre Pio was born as Francesco Forgione on the 25th of May, 1887, in Pietrina, a small rural town in Italy. He grew up in a deeply religious peasant family, which influenced him early on to follow a spiritual path. Even in his youth, Francesco showed a unique inclination towards religious life, dedicating himself to prayer and the study of the Bible. His family, though humble and with limited resources, supported his desire to become a priest, and his religious fervor was evident to all who knew him. At 15 years old, Francesco entered the Order of the Capuchins, a branch of the Franciscan order known for its emphasis on austerity and community work. During this period, he adopted the name Pio in honor of Pope St. Pius V. The young friar faced several health difficulties that almost prevented his progression in the order, but his unwavering determination and faith kept him firm in his spiritual purpose. On the 10th of August 1910, Padre Pio was ordained a priest at the Cathedral of Benevento. His fragile health continued to challenge him, and he was exempted from some obligations common to other friars. After ordination, he went through several convents of the order, eventually being sent to San Giovanni Rotondo, where he would remain for the rest of his life. This location became the center of his pastoral and spiritual ministry. The most significant and mysterious event in Padre Pio's life occurred in 1918 when he received the stigmata, the wounds of Christ, while praying in the convent's chapel. These wounds would remain with him for 50 years, attracting great attention and controversy. The wounds bled frequently but never showed signs of infection or deterioration, a phenomenon that defied medical explanations and increased his fame as a holy man. Beyond the stigmata, Padre Pio was known for his spiritual gifts, including prophecy, miraculous healings, and the ability to read people's hearts during confession. These gifts, combined with his deep empathy and dedication to others, attracted thousands of faithful from all over the world, seeking his intercession. Despite investigations and skepticism from the Church itself, Padre Pio's reputation for holiness only grew. Padre Pio died on the 23rd of September 1968, leaving a legacy of faith and miracles that continue to inspire many to this day. His life was marked by suffering, but also by a profound communion with God and an unwavering commitment to the needy. In 2002, he was canonized by St. John Paul I, and San Giovanni Rotondo continues to be a pilgrimage site where many go to honor his memory and seek spiritual comfort. One of the most intriguing figures in history, Padre Pio, known for his predictions and profound messages, left a particularly mysterious and impactful warning about an event known as the 3 days of darkness. This warning has caused many people to begin questioning what will really happen during this period. According to Padre Pio, these days would be a great trial for everyone, bringing total darkness that would cover the world. The nature and impact of these days are still subjects of much speculation and curiosity. After all, what can we expect from these 3 days? Will it be a moment of deep reflection or of great challenges? In light of this revelation, several questions arise about the importance of preparing ourselves for such an event. How should we act in the face of such a grave prediction? It is natural for many to feel a mix of fear and anxiety when thinking about these 3 days of darkness. However, it is essential to consider this information with seriousness and caution. Discovering more about these predictions and better understanding the context in which they were made may be crucial. Preparation for difficult times is part of how we deal with the unknown. As time passes, we hope to discover more and be ready to face any situation, no matter how surprising it may be. Padre Pio wrote a personal letter to the Aros Commission appointed by the Vatican. In this letter, he confirmed the truth and reality of the revelations he received from our Lord. He described his life. The great love of my spiritual heart and the graces I received from God, including the gift of the stigmata. Here is what he wrote. To my son, I longed for the hour when I would reveal to you the great love of my heart. Pray and make reparation to me. Ask others to do the same, for the time is near when I will visit my unfaithful people for not heeding the time of my grace. Persevere in prayer so that your adversary does not have dominion over you. Tell my people to always be prepared, for my judgment will fall upon them suddenly and when they least expect it, and no one will escape my hands. I will find everyone. Observe the sun, the moon, and the stars in the sky. I will protect the righteous. Observe the sun, the moon, and the stars in the sky. When they appear abnormally disturbed and restless, know that the day is not far. Remain united in prayer and vigilance until the angel of destruction has passed through your doors. Pray that these days be shortened. Pray, make reparation, be fervent, and practice moderation. Great things are at stake. People are running to the abyss of hell with great joy and celebration, as if they were going to a masquerade ball or the wedding feast of the devil himself. Help me in the salvation of souls. To the extent that sin is complete, the day of vengeance with its terrible events is closer than you can imagine, and the world is asleep in a false security. Divine judgment will strike them like lightning. These impious and depraved people will be destroyed without mercy, as were the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yes, I tell you that their wickedness was not as great as that of the human race. Today, during the days of tribulation that are to come, it is crucial to take specific precautions to ensure both physical and spiritual safety. The windows of houses must be kept well covered, and it is strongly advised that no one looks outside to avoid direct exposure to disturbing or dangerous visions. The lighting of a blessed candle is recommended, as it will not only provide light but also last for many days, serving as a symbol of hope and spiritual continuity. Furthermore, the practice of prayer is strongly encouraged, especially through the rosary, and it is suggested that moments also be spent reading spiritual books and performing acts of spiritual communion and acts of love, which are particularly valued. These should be accompanied by a posture of humility and devotion, with prayers made with arms extended or while prostrated on the ground, gestures that symbolize total surrender and intense supplication for the salvation of many souls. The guidance to not leave the house is reiterated, along with the recommendation to have an adequate supply of food, preparing for a period of isolation. The forces of nature will be intensely disturbed during this time, culminating in a rain of fire that will cause fear and trembling among people. Amid these frightening events, a message of encouragement is offered. Have courage, I am among you. This statement aims to strengthen the faith and confidence that, despite the adversities, you are not alone and will be guided and protected during this time of tribulation. The concern extends to all forms of life, including animals. As the creator and protector of all creatures, clear and loving instructions are given on how to care for animals during these challenging days. Anticipated signs will be given as alerts so that those responsible for the animals can prepare adequately by providing more food for them. This indicates the need to ensure that even in times of crisis, animals are not forgotten and that their basic needs are met. Furthermore, there will be special protection over the property of the chosen, ensuring that their animals also have sustenance after the cataclysmic events. The instructions continue, emphasizing the seriousness of the situation and the necessary precautions to ensure safety. It is strongly advised that no one should leave the house, not even for seemingly innocent activities such as feeding the animals in the yard, as such actions can result in fatal consequences. Windows must be carefully covered, protecting residents from witnessing divine wrath. This measure symbolizes not only physical protection, but also a barrier against despair and fear. Finally, the message reinforces the importance of trusting in divine protection, promising that those who maintain their faith and follow the given guidelines will neither witness nor be victims of the manifested wrath, ensuring their safety and well-being through faith and obedience. The description of future events is both dramatic and terrifying, with nature unleashing its fury in an unprecedented manner. Fire hurricanes, a frightening and powerful manifestation, will arise from the clouds and sweep across the earth, spreading to all regions. Alongside these hurricanes, a series of natural calamities will occur, including severe storms, persistent bad weather, devastating floods, thundering thunderstorms, and intense earthquakes. These events will not be brief. They will dominate the planet for 2 whole days, creating a scenario of chaos and almost unimaginable destruction. The climax of these tumultuous days will be an uninterrupted rain of fire that will begin on a particularly cold night. All these phenomena will serve a greater purpose: to undeniably demonstrate that God is the supreme master of creation. The power and magnitude of these events aim to remind humanity of the divine capacity to shape and control the universe. This demonstration of strength serves as a test and proof of God's sovereignty, reaffirming His authority and the respect He commands over all things. Through these signs, it is intended not only to witness divine power, but also to awaken people's consciousness to the reality of their existence and dominion, motivating a deep reflection on humanity's role and its relationship with the Creator. For those who place their trust and faith in the spoken words, there is a promise of security and protection. The message is clear: those who believe and propagate these words will not be abandoned. It is assured that no evil will affect those who are in a state of grace and who seek refuge under the protection of the Virgin Mary to face the predicted adversities. A series of signs and instructions is given, preparing everyone for the imminent challenges. The nature of these signs is quite specific. The night when the events begin will be exceptionally cold, and the wind will blow strongly, followed by thunder that will echo through the sky. When these signs manifest, it is recommended that everyone remains inside, closing doors and windows, and avoiding any communication with the outside. The guidance is for people to kneel before a crucifix, recognizing their errors and sins, and to ask for the intercession of the Virgin Mary. During the earthquake, which is part of the tribulations to be faced, it is emphasized that no one should look outside, as the manifestation of divine wrath is a moment of deep respect and reverence. This wrath is not to be observed directly, for its holiness and severity are a reminder of God's power, which should be faced with fear and trembling. These instructions aim to prepare people spiritually and physically to face the trials without fear, trusting in divine protection. The warning is severe, and the consequences for those who choose to ignore it are described in an alarming manner. Those who choose to ignore it will face instant death. This warning is associated with a specific environmental danger: winds carrying poisonous gases that will spread across the entire planet. This apocalyptic scenario not only predicts mass destruction, but also highlights the fate of those who, despite their good intentions, will perish. They will be considered martyrs and will receive the promise of a place in the celestial kingdom. While chaos may seem to reign with the temporary victory of evil forces, such as the apparent triumph of Satan, this dominion will be short-lived, limited to only 3 nights. After this period, the earth will tremble and the fire will cease. A new dawn will bring with it not only the light of the sun, but also a moment of profound transformation and peace. Angels, described as celestial messengers, will descend to earth to spread a spirit of lasting peace among nations and peoples. Those who survive this terrible trial will experience a tremendous and renewed feeling of gratitude. The impact of this experience will profoundly transform them, marking the beginning of a new era characterized by harmony and the recognition of God's mercy. This moment will be a milestone in history, a reminder of God's power and justice as never seen since the creation of the world. How men are inattentive to these things that will soon come upon them, and how indifferent they are in preparing, is often evident. Many times, warnings about crucial events are neglected, and this becomes evident when we consider the current state of people's inattention to essential preparations to face unprecedented times. The message now is of indisputable seriousness. The scale of divine justice has descended to earth, marking a period of evaluation and consequence. The wrath of the Father, as described, will inevitably be poured out upon the whole world. This is not the first time such warnings have been issued throughout history. Numerous attempts have been made to alert humanity through various interventions. Now, once again, the urgency of this alert is signaling the importance of being truly prepared for what is to come. The alert is reiterated, signaling the importance of being truly prepared for what is to come. Specifically, clear instructions are given for the moment when total darkness will envelop the world. It is imperative that no one leaves the house or looks through the window, for the danger will be immense. This darkness will not be brief, extending for 3 whole days. However, there is a promise of renewal and hope after this severe trial. On the 3rd night, the stars will shine again in the sky, and the following morning the sun will rise again, bringing with it a new beginning akin to the arrival of spring. This cycle of darkness and light serves as a powerful symbol of rebirth and renewal, reminding everyone of the resilience and capacity for a new start that each new day brings. During the darkest moments, a warning resonates for those who are considered the chosen. They will not repeat the error of the disciples who slept in the garden, but, on the contrary, will remain vigilant and dedicated to prayer. The promise is that although evil may seem dominant and hell may think it has conquered the world, true victory will still belong to the righteous. These chosen ones, according to the message, will be tireless in their supplications and will fully trust without falling into discouragement. Divine assurance is clear. They will be gathered and protected even if chaos seems to govern the entire earth. This is a call to resilience and unwavering faith in the face of the most extreme adversities. Furthermore, the message highlights a crucial aspect. This is not the first time that men have been warned. Over time, many chances have been offered for humanity to turn away from its mistakes and return to the path of righteousness. Wickedness, however, has reached its limit, and divine patience has been exhausted, making a punitive intervention inevitable. This is not just a prediction, it is a final warning. It is emphasized that now is the time for the prophecies to be fulfilled, and everyone must be aware and prepared to face this critical period. The time for change and redemption is running out rapidly, and it is essential that each one recognizes the seriousness and imminence of these prophesied events. These warnings were given to Padre Pio by none other than our Lord Jesus Christ. It must be known that the Father was not the only one to receive this revelation. The prophecy originated with the Blessed Virgin Mary, who appeared to various saints and mystics over the centuries, including Anne Catherine Emmerich, Blessed Anne Maria Ta, Blessed John Bosco, and Saint Faustina Kowalska. The Great Tribulation could not be better explained than this. So what do we do now? As Padre Pio himself said, we must trust in our Lord Jesus Christ and return to the right path before it is too late. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel now.